The universe isn't a cosmic vending machine that responds to your desperation. Every vision board you build from a place of intense longing is actually a monument to what you lack. This video will dismantle the popular, broken model of manifestation and give you the framework for operating from a state of profound wholeness. The reason this matters is because the very energy of wanting is a constant signal of not having, and your nervous system is broadcasting that signal 24 hours a day. That signal of lack, that ache of absence, is a frequency. Just like a radio station. Imagine you're trying to tune into a classical music station playing on 98.7 FM. You will never find it by obsessing over the static on every other channel. You don't get to the music by analyzing the static, hating the static, or wishing the static would go away. You get there by deliberately turning the dial to 98.7. The state of desperation is static. It's a vibration of absence. The state of having your desire is the music. It's a clear, coherent frequency of presence. When you spend your days feeling the painful void of what you want, you are locking your own dial onto the static. Your focus on the problem holds the problem in place. The feeling of, I need this to be happy, is a prayer for more needing. The universe, or more accurately, your own selective attention and nervous system, simply gives you more experiences that match the feeling of need. This explains why moments of deep surrender, of finally giving up, are so often followed by the arrival of what you wanted. In that moment of surrender, you finally let go of the static. You change the channel. But how can you possibly generate the feeling of abundance when your reality is screaming the opposite? How do you tune to the music when the static is deafening? The common advice is to act as if. Go test drive the car. Dress for the job you want. This often creates a painful internal conflict. Your conscious mind is performing a role, but your subconscious, the part of you that's actually running the show, knows it's a lie. It feels the dissonance. This performance becomes exhausting because it requires constant effort to maintain a facade that your body knows is false. It's like trying to hold a beach ball underwater. The second you lose focus, the truth of your feelings rushes back to the surface. The real work is about embodying the state. This happens on the inside first. It is a shift in your core emotional resonance. Forget the external props for a moment and ask a deeper question. What is the feeling behind the desire? You want $1 million. Why? Is the underlying feeling security? Freedom? The ability to be generous? That feeling is the actual target. That feeling is the frequency. Your work is to find ways to generate the feeling of security or freedom or generosity in your life right now. Even in microscopic ways. The feeling of freedom might come from taking a different route home from work. The feeling of security might come from tidying your space and feeling in control of your immediate environment. You're giving your nervous system a small, authentic taste of the target frequency. You're building the feeling from the inside out, which your subconscious can actually accept as real. But cultivating a feeling still sounds abstract. What's the physical, moment-to-moment instruction for changing your internal state on demand? The most direct path is through the gateway of your own senses. The simplest tool for shifting from a state of lack to a state of having is gratitude. Think of this as a neurological override switch. Your brain cannot simultaneously feel genuine, embodied gratitude and desperate, anxious lack. The two states use competing neural pathways. One must give way to the other. When you authentically feel grateful for what is already present in your life, you are calibrating your entire system to the frequency of having. You are practicing the feeling of being blessed. You are practicing the feeling of abundance. The key is to make it physical. A mental list of I'm grateful for my health, my cat, my coffee is a start. Sensory gratitude is the next level. As you hold your coffee cup, feel the actual warmth spreading into your hands. As you sit in your chair, feel the solid reality of it supporting your weight. This pulls the concept of gratitude out of your head and anchors it in your body. It becomes a lived physical experience, and a physical experience is data your subconscious mind accepts as true. This practice, done for just a few minutes, changes your state. It dials you away from the static. But how does feeling grateful for a warm cup of coffee translate into a new career, a healed relationship, or financial freedom? What's the mechanism that scales this up? The bridge between generating a feeling and seeing it manifest is a concept you can think of as the Sabbath. This is a state of deep inner rest. It is the quiet, calm knowing that the thing is done. After you have spent time feeling the reality of your desire, feeling the security, the love, the freedom, you must drop it. You release it completely. You go about your day with the underlying assumption that your request has been heard and is being handled. This is the opposite of desperate striving, constantly checking for signs, looking for evidence, and wondering if it's working is a profound act of disbelief. It is the energetic equivalent of planting a seed and then digging it up every 15 minutes to check for roots. That frantic, anxious energy of checking actively cancels out the calm, confident energy of having. The seed can only germinate in undisturbed soil. The Sabbath is that stillness. It's a mental and emotional resting state. You trust the process. You have entered a psychological state of completion. But this requires a level of trust that feels almost impossible when the stakes are high. It feels like leaning back, expecting a chair to be there. So how do you learn to trust that the chair is real? You build that trust by running small, low-stakes experiments. You collect your own evidence. You start with something you have zero emotional attachment to, something you don't need. This is about training your belief muscle on small weights before you try to lift something heavy. Decide you want to see something specific but slightly uncommon, maybe a bright pink feather on the sidewalk, or a vintage green bicycle, or 3 people walking together wearing yellow hats. Choose one, then close your eyes for a minute and imagine seeing it. Feel the small, quiet satisfaction of the discovery. Then enter the Sabbath. Drop it completely, let it go and go about your life. The goal is simply to observe. Within a day or two, you will likely see your object. The moment you do, your brain gets a small jolt of validation. It's a data point, a piece of evidence that says, my focused attention and feeling state had an effect on my perception of reality. It worked. Then you do it again, with something else. A free cup of coffee, an unexpected compliment, a perfect parking spot right at the front. You are building a portfolio of personal proof. You are systematically teaching your subconscious, through repeated experience, that you are capable of aligning your inner state with an outer result. You are moving step by step from a position of hope to a position of knowing. So what happens when, despite your best efforts, the old anxieties and doubts come flooding back in? What do you do when your own brain tries to pull you back to the frequency of static? You do not fight the negative thoughts. You revise them. At the end of your day, take a few minutes to mentally review any event that caused you to feel stress, fear, or a sense of lack. A difficult conversation, an unexpected bill, a moment of self-doubt. In the theater of your mind, you rewrite the scene. You don't just wish it had gone differently. You replay it, vividly, as you wish it had happened. Hear the conversation going perfectly. Feel the sense of relief and calm as you handle the situation with ease. Feel the emotion of the revised, successful outcome. This is a powerful form of mental and emotional hygiene. You are refusing to let negative experiences cement themselves into your personality. Psychologically, you are retraining your brain's default emotional responses. You're creating new neural pathways. By consistently revising the day's errors, you are conditioning your mind to return to a baseline of peace, confidence, and wholeness. You are cleaning the lens of your perception. This practice prevents the residue of the day from contaminating the creative state you're building. It's the essential maintenance that allows you to operate from wholeness, consistently. Ultimately, the entire process was never really about getting things. It was about constructing a state of inner fulfillment, so stable and so complete that the external world has no choice but to begin rearranging itself around your new resonance. You stop being a person who is trying to attract things, and you become the center of gravity from which those things naturally emerge. The manifestation is an afterthought. It's the echo of a shift that has already happened within you. The real work is about falling in love with the feeling of your wish already fulfilled, independent of any external evidence. Once that feeling becomes your dominant home, the outside world is simply the mirror showing you who you have become. And this same mechanism explains why your deepest fears manifest with exactly the same efficiency as your deepest desires, which is a different kind of uncomfortable.